On Dispatch tonight, your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big shout out. Coming right up. You're watching Dispatch, the weekly variety show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith. Thanks for joining me tonight. As I said, we have your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big shout out coming up on tonight's show. First, though, a mail call. My friend Jim Young in Pennsylvania sent me this insulated coffee tumbler with the Union Pacific paint scheme and logo on it. Jim says it's for drinking coffee when working on the layout or making videos. One thing is for sure, I won't have to drink cold coffee anymore. I love it. Thanks, Jim. Leonore and I were able to visit Jim and his wife and see his trains up close and firsthand during a trip to Pennsylvania back in May of 2019. I will put a link down below to Jim's YouTube channel so that you can go see his trains too. Now then, let's get started with your layout photos. You all posted a bunch of photos of your layouts in our Facebook group this week, and here they are. After the show, go over to the Facebook group, join the group, and post a photo of your layout there because we want to see what you're doing on your layout. I will put a link to the group down below. As always, you will know you're at the right place when you see this photo taken at Echo Canyon on my layout. If you posted a photo but didn't see it here tonight, be sure to watch for it on Dispatch next week. Remember, when you post a photo, it doesn't matter what scale you model in, and you can even post photos of your club's layout. And now it's time for our question of the week. Here's this week's question. What do you prefer to run on your layout? Steam, diesel, or both? Here's how you responded to this question. Those of you who prefer to run steam said that you like to watch the moving parts on steam locomotives. You said that steam locomotives are nostalgic. They take you back to a time when you were young, perhaps in the 1950s. Those of you who prefer to run diesel locomotives said that you like either early diesels or big modern ones. But some of you who prefer diesels said that you do have one or more steam locomotives to run at the head of excursion trains. And some of you prefer to run both steam and diesel locomotives on your layout. Perhaps you model the transition era in the 1950s and early 1960s when both types of locomotives ran on the prototype railroads that you model. You also said that running both steam and diesel locomotives offers the best of both worlds. And I added a fourth category to this survey because a few of you said that you like to run electric locomotives such as GG1s. Most of you do like to model a specific era, such as the steam, transition, or modern eras, and you prefer to run locomotives belonging to that era on your layout. But a few of you said that on occasion you like to switch from one era to another by swapping out your locomotives and cars. But the bottom line is this: it's your railroad, and that means you can run whatever you want to on it. And what do I prefer to run on my layout? Well, if you've seen any of my layout videos, then you know that my layout is modern era. So I prefer to run modern diesels on it. But I do have one excursion train pulled by Union Pacific 844, a steam locomotive that has been in continuous service since 1944. I'd like to thank all of you who responded to this week's question. Remember, when you respond to a question of the week, you are sharing the hobby with others. And sharing the hobby may just be the best part of model railroading. Now, we do have a question for the coming week, and here it is. What do you say to rivet counters? You know, the nitpickers, when they criticize your layout or your modeling skills? Post your responses to this question in the comments section down below. Then I will share your responses right here on Dispatch next week. Here again is the question for the coming week. What do you say to rivet counters? You know, the nitpickers, when they criticize your layout or your modeling skills. Now it's time for tonight's big shout out. And tonight's big shout out goes to Mark Pruitt, his HO scale layout, and his YouTube channel, the CB&Q in Wyoming. As a kid, Mark lived in the area that he is modeling, which explains his interest in it. Mark says that his memories are from the early to mid-1960s, but because of his love of the steam era, his layout is set in the 1940s. He has been working on his train room and his current layout since January of this year, 2020. Let's go take a look at a bit of the trailer for Mark's channel.
Well, hello there. Welcome to my train room. And welcome to the CB&Q in Wyoming YouTube channel. My name is Mark Pruitt. Let me take a minute to tell you a little bit about the layout and about the channel. This map shows the rail lines I'm modeling in HO, the CB&Q Casper division, plus the tail end of the Chicago and Northwestern Cowboy line from Casper to Lander. The era is 1930 to 1945. Motive power is all steam. My layout will fill half my basement. I'm not going into details here. You can find that in V5 update video number 3 starting about the 4-minute mark. The channel is primarily a video journal of layout construction. Each month on the 3rd, I post a new video of progress on the layout for the previous month. They're generally 5 to 10 minutes long. While this is not a how to build a model railroad channel, the updates do contain quite a bit of how I did it information.
Now I hope you will go over and take a look at the rest of this video and some of Mark's other videos. I will put a link to his channel down below. Be sure to click on that link to go to his channel. If you like what you see when you're over there, go ahead and subscribe. Keep up the good work, Mark. Thanks for sharing your layout with the rest of us. Now I want to invite you to go to watch my latest layout video if you haven't seen it yet. It's called A Drone Tour of My Layout. In this video, I send up a drone for an aerial tour of my N-scale model railroad. We follow a westbound loaded coal train during the tour. Such a tour is more than just entertaining. It also allows us to discover things about our layouts that we might never discover from ground level, things that we may want to change or improve. I will put a link to the video down below. I want to remind you that there are nearly 300 videos for you to watch right here on this channel. I will put a link to my videos page down below. Go on over and browse around. Or you can watch these 2 videos over here just by clicking on them. Well, thank you for letting me share the world's greatest hobby with you right here on Dispatch tonight. I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.